Welcome to the Job Fair, where we give job seekers and employers the space to tell their own stories and bring our listeners along for the ride. We're your hosts, Doug and Shauna. Let's dive into it.
Hey everyone, welcome to episode 6 of the Job Fair. I don't know about you, Doug, but I'm super excited because today's a guest episode.
Excited as well. I'm ready to rock. Today, our episode topic is going to be the value of career coaching.
Yes, and I'm super excited for this one because coming to us from California, previous big tech employee turned business coach, owner of Common Coaching, Joel Hoekstra is here.
Welcome, Joel. Let's go. Woohoo!
All right. Super excited to be here. Thanks for the warm welcome.
All right, and we're excited to have you here on set. All right, so whether you're looking to advance in your career or take your business to the next level, coaching can be a game changer. And we want to dive a little bit deeper into understanding the why around that.
But let's introduce Joel to Agree to Disagree. Joel, welcome to the boxing ring. This is going to be fun. Ding, ding. You're going to get to experience the always fun, sometimes spicy segment called Agree to Disagree.
Amazing. I'm ready for it.
All right. So as a reminder for our guest episodes, we're tweaking the game just a tad. Instead of 2 normal questions each by Doug and I, we're going to only have 3 questions with Doug, Joel, and I each asking one. All the rest remains the same, though, with each of us choosing strongly agree, disagree, or strongly disagree. Joel, are you ready? If so, I'll kick this off.
Let's do it.
All right. So kind of an easy one here, but summer's here. Vacations are coming up. People prefer Airbnbs over hotels, or you prefer Airbnbs over hotels?
I am going to strongly agree. I think Airbnbs provide just a way more unique experience. So I typically always search Airbnbs first whenever I'm going on vacation.
Okay. So not scared about secret hidden cameras.
I trust my abilities to find them all when I arrive.
Well, I respectfully, strongly disagree with this statement.
Ooh.
I'm a hotel guy all day, every day. I no disrespect. I've always just found the idea of Airbnb to be a little bit gross, like personally. Like, I'm sleeping in somebody else's house. That's my disposition there. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm not going to say it's a host thing, but I also strongly disagree. I prefer hotels, but that's because I like amenities. I like room service, and it's like being lazy. So that's definitely a reason for me.
Like standards. Like, there's no standards with Airbnb.
All right. I feel attacked.
We're coming back. He's done.
All right. There should be an age limit for the U.S. president.
Oh, man. This is a good one. I am going to ignorantly agree because there's probably things here that I'm not considering. But, man, as a younger generation, it just gets exhausting having our presidents being over like 75, 80 years old all the time. Want some fresh blood in there.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with Joel as well as the statement. There should be an age limit for U.S. presidents. Joel, hopefully that gets you back on our show one day in the future. But, I agree. I think similar to even driving, there should just be an age limit on certain things or an additional test for sure. Yeah, so I'm going to go strongly agree here.
Hashtag ageism.
No. Okay, never mind.
JK.
Another topic, another day.
Oh, and then I'm up next. So
wait, no, Doug didn't answer.
Oh, that's right.
I got to answer my own. What's the neutral point, the middle point?
You asked it.
I know.
Should there be an age limit for U.S. presidents?
I'm neutral.
You can't be neutral. You never let me be neutral.
I think that when we talk about the leader of the free world, we need wisdom, and wisdom comes with age. So
Doug,
I cannot say
neutral's not an option.
Yeah, he's so hard on me all the time to say no. You got to choose a side.
All right, well, I'm going against the grain. I'm going to say I agree.
We agree too. There should be an age limit. You
You
disagree.
Oops. Yeah, okay. I disagree.
Maybe that age limit should apply to Doug Binks.
Had a Biden moment.
All right.
All right, nice. And so for the last one, this is a pretty spicy one for me because I'm from Chicago. I grew up in the Michael Jordan era, but my statement is is LeBron James is the GOAT.
Doug, why don't you go first?
And I strongly disagree with that. Because GOATs don't get swept. GOATs don't go out and join super teams and as their way that they get their rings. I'm sorry. Like, Michael Jordan is the GOAT, period.
Okay, y'all, I don't have an opinion on this. Honest. I played basketball since I was like 6 years old up until maybe like 18, and then I stopped, but I don't follow it anymore. It's not a part of my life. But back in the day, Michael Jordan was great for me. So I'm going to go with, on this statement, I'm going to go with disagree, but no clear reason why.
Fair enough. This hurts a little bit, but I'm actually going to agree with the statement. Mostly, it amazes me the level of basketball LeBron James is still playing at 39 years old. Yeah, just how insane he is. Watching him in the playoffs, even this past year, I know they lost, but man, he is such a special player that I think if you disagree, it's still got to be a conversation. People will point to rings and call it like that's it. That's all they need. But I feel like there's more that goes into it.
There's a difference between being a GOAT and one of the best or maybe the best basketball player of all time. There's a difference, though, between those two things. That's all.
What's the difference?
You can be
this is actually now a basketball podcast. Doug and I are going to debate.
Let me take my hairline back and be more like Stephen A. Smith. All right, LeBron is not the GOAT. All right. That was a good one. Joel, thanks for jumping in. Thanks for jumping in the ring with us.
Yeah, that was fun. Thanks for bringing some spicy ones.
All right.
Okay, well, so that brings us to the topic at hand, as we mentioned earlier. Excited to dive into career coaching, especially with Joel here. So I'm not sure if anyone else feels this, but for me, I personally feel like there's been so much more of an uptick in interest in career coaching or business coaching. And so I just happen to see it a lot more, it feels like. Does that resonate with anyone, or is it just me?
Absolutely. It's definitely getting hot. I'm seeing online and in real life, definitely an uptick in interest myself. So what we're going to do is we're going to dive into a few things and get some extracts and insights from the professional himself, Joel. All right. So we're going to talk about things like what exactly is career coaching and what are some of those key benefits of investing in career and or business coaching.
Those sound like great topics. But first, Joel, it'd be great if we can hear a little bit about you, your story, the backstory. How did you fall into this path of being a career coach, ultimately starting your own company, Common?
Yeah, thanks for asking, Shauna. So I spent about the last decade in tech. I worked for companies, worked with both of you for a brief period, worked at Uber and Square, and largely had a blast at a lot of these places.
As a tech bro.
And yeah, I really enjoyed specifically my time at Uber. Was part of the huge growth journey and got to really experience a ton and grow a ton in my career. But towards the last period of my time in tech, started to realize I wasn't really enjoying what I was doing. I wasn't super aligned with necessarily the company that I was working at. I started to feel a lot like a small little cog at a huge machine. And that led me to start thinking a lot about what I wanted to do with my career and what else I could do. And that encouraged me to start to think deeply about what I'm good at, what I think actually my skills are. And, forming relationships with folks, investing deeply in one-to-one connection, watching people grow. These were things that I really enjoyed as a people manager in my time in tech and kind of led me down the path towards coaching. I was also impacted by layoffs multiple times, which is kind of a part of my story, comes out in some of the things I talk about as a coach. And the last layoff kind of gave me that final kick in the pants to take the leap and go for it. And so here I am, down to the coaching path.
I love that because I do feel like so many different experiences really play into your decision. But it sounds like it wasn't just an overnight thing. It must have taken a lot of time for you to finally be like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to let go of the quote unquote, what do we call them? Golden handcuffs, Doug. So, how did you process that?
It's still a journey. I still am working on processing a lot of this stuff today. I think, yeah, it's just a lot of growth. It's experiencing a lot of things for the first time, experiencing not having the dependency of the tech paycheck, learning so much along the way as well. So now everything falls on me when it comes to marketing, branding, sales, just a lot of skills to grow into. So I try to just take it a day at a time and continue to just invest in what I'm learning and know that at the end of the day, it's only going to serve me well.
For sure, for sure. Sounds like you had a pretty wild ride as a six-figure earning cog in that wheel, but you broke out of there. All right. Now, let me ask you this.
It was something.
How do you define business or career coaching for the folks who may not know what exactly that looks like or how to define it?
Yeah, it's a good question. So coaching, as I've learned, is something that a lot of folks sometimes think you are just going to be someone that has all the answers for them. So people may come to a coach, and maybe it'll be a career coach, and they will say, tell me what I need to do to get that next raise, or tell me what I need to do to get to the next promotion that I want to achieve. And that's not actually really how coaching works. So coaching is more of a partnership. And so as a coach, you partner with an individual, and each relationship will look different. It's very individualized and dynamic based on who you're working with.
This sounds like a lot of work. I was hoping you could just be career god and tell me this is the magical formula. So a little disappointed here.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, partnering with a coach is an investment in yourself, but it's also an investment. It's an investment in time, and it does take work. It takes a lot of introspection. It takes a lot of willingness to do homework, to think about what you truly want for yourself to get to a better place.
That's fair. Also, more seriously now, I never really looked into it for myself, mostly because I always thought it was unattainable. I felt like it was something that, I have to be a VP or an executive trying to get better at something. And so I'm curious, as you kind of dive into this space, do you find that you have more folks that are more junior in their career or more advanced?
I think it's a mix. What's interesting is when the only context that I had heard about coaching was it was for like executives at the tech companies that I was a part of. So that was the only way I had ever come across coaching. And that's actually a big reason why I named my company Common. Little shout out to the name I chose, because I want to be a coach for all people at all levels of their career, no matter where you are and what stage of the journey. I kind of like the idea of supporting folks who maybe are a little on the lower tiers of their career or middle management and trying to like make it through or break through, or feeling stagnant and looking for how to grow. And so it's been a mix of people that I've worked with so far. But I think the way I market myself is more towards less executive focused and more towards folks who probably relate a lot to my story and my journey. Did that answer your question, Shauna?
No, it definitely
Sometimes I start answering and I forget about what the question
was. I do that all the time. No. It's super. It's very helpful because it's just something that I was just thinking about my own personal experience. So I guess my question is, how do you go about finding a coach? How do you figure out who to work with?
Well, similar to what y'all said at the beginning of the podcast, there are a lot of coaches out there. Now that I've become a coach, I also feel like I see coaches out there all the time. It's like when you buy a red car, all you see are red cars on the road. So considering that, it's really important to find a coach that you connect with. Maybe it's you resonate with their story, you resonate with their career journey. Maybe they held a position in a career that you want to achieve for yourself. So it could be somebody who is a product manager and you want to become a product manager. So you work with this coach, not only because you connect with them, but also because they have the experience to understand maybe how to get you into that space. So definitely shop around. There's plenty of coaches on LinkedIn. You could probably do a Google search and find them that way. And most of them offer a free intro session where you can just chat about what you're looking for, how they might be able to help you, and then go from there and make a decision based on what fits your budget and who you connect with the most.
So I want to swipe in now and do a bit of devil's advocacy work. All right. So number one is, as far as who coaching is not for, Can you give me some thoughts on what that looks like? Who is it not well suited for? Don't talk yourself out of a job now. But
I would also say taking money out of it too, right? Because I do think obviously money is a factor for folks in general, right?
Definitely.
Sure, totally. Yeah. I would say people who are probably not prepared to do the work that it takes to invest in the relationship. And so often as a coach, there's takeaways from our coaching sessions, and those takeaways could be things to reflect on. They also could be homework. And the homework always changes, so it's not always the same thing, but the willingness to actually do the work in the relationship is super, super important. And so I think if you're not in a place where you have the time or the capacity to do that, it might not be the right moment for you to get a coach.
I have kind of an add-on question to that, if you don't mind. So when you say doing the work and taking the time, I'm curious, and I don't know if you're going to have a like direct answer for this, but what's length of time? So obviously I know it depends on the goals of what you originally lay out, but typically on average, do you work with someone for 6 months, a year? Like, I'm curious of how long a relationship could go for that.
Yeah, totally. So it depends. So what I offer are 3 month and 6 month engagements, and some of those will extend. So clients will work with me for 3 months, and we'll both know that there's more work to do, and they'll extend for another 3 months or 6 months, whatever they prefer. But typically, I think the longer you work together, the more success you'll probably see in a coaching relationship. You're trying to find transformation in whatever you're looking for based on your goals. And that doesn't happen overnight. That happens over time and consistency and continuing to do the work in yourself. And so typically the longer the relationships, the better. So I am actually working with a coach myself right now, and we have a 9-month engagement.
Okay.
So that's the lowest that she will do.
Okay.
So
nice. So you got a trainer training the trainer. Walking the walk.
Got to. I mean, hey, I can't be in the industry and trying to believe in myself as a coach and not be investing in the tools of coaching.
I love that.
It would be a little bit hypocritical.
Yeah, all jokes aside, I love to see that. One last follow-up for you. And again, playing devil's advocate a bit here. Can you help demystify some of the myths around coaching, the negative myths? It's ineffective, people who don't believe in it. What would you say to that crowd?
I think I would be curious to learn more about their personal experience they might have had with coaching, and if they've actually experienced coaching.
Probably because I think have not done it. Most of them, I imagine, have not even tried.
Well, yeah, I think there's reasons to have fair and critical feedback. And it's important to take that stuff seriously and not just brush it off, right? So if folks are critical about coaching, maybe they didn't have a good experience with a coach. And not every relationship is going to be perfect. You're not always going to nail it. I've talked with my coach about this before. Like, how do you deal with clients that maybe you weren't the right coach for, or just didn't go the right direction you wanted? So I don't know if I have a great answer for you, Doug. I think I would love to just individually chat with them and learn about what their experiences was or what their gripes are and try to understand. Because I do believe in coaching because I've experienced it personally, and it's helped me grow towards what I want, more satisfaction and fulfillment in my life. So yeah. Does that help answer your question?
Oh yeah, definitely. And I honestly do respect, again, you for actually doing it yourself. And it sounds like it was a bit of a journey for you to find the right coach and get the right work experience under your belt to be in a place to do that work. So yeah, that's super helpful.
Yeah, I also feel like you've convinced me a little bit because, again, I just don't know a lot about the space, but I do like talking. It's like therapy for careers. Well,
yeah, I think coaches can they like to draw a line in the sand. This is coaching and this is therapy, and that's true. But I do think it's pretty interesting to see the growth the coaching industry's had, and I wonder if it's similar to therapy, how there was a period where it was kind of taboo, and now it's so common. A lot of people have therapists. Fingers crossed for my profession that I'm in now that coaching continues to grow into that world as well.
Well, that's a great point. And I also just wonder, because of the way that the economy has been, and also just so many layoffs, the fact that the job market is a lot harder and more difficult to get into. And so I think people look for different ways of I want to talk this out. Is it my career? Am I on the wrong path? How do I think about going through something new? Which is like all the things that we talk about here at Job Fair. And so I think that this has been such a great episode, kind of bookending that for us in a way that can kind of help give people that more clear idea. And I think it's clear that coaching can provide individuals with that support and guidance and tools that they need to kind of succeed in their professional lives, whether they're looking to advance in their career or take their business to the next level. So it could be a great decision.
All right. So my roundup here is coaching is awesome, and it can help you overcome challenges, gain clarity and direction, and also just gain that grounded and fresh perspective that you need to really have a clear and a great trajectory just for your professional goals and meeting them. I think that a coach can provide that outsider perspective and that partnership to help you just develop the right plan of attack and strategies to break through and see the success. Am I missing anything, Joel?
Like I said before, it's an investment in yourself, whether it's, career advancement or business growth. Investing in coaching is investing in you. And then, just about embracing a growth mindset, challenging yourself to continue to grow, belief that there's opportunities for you to explore for yourself, and being open to development.
Well, that resonates with me so much. I think just wanting to wrap this up, Joel, it's been such a pleasure, and a huge thank you for joining us today on the Job Fair and being a guest on season 1 for sure.
Echo that 1 million. Really appreciate having you out here, Joel. And, thanks for joining us and just giving us the game on coaching, breaking it all down.
Yeah, it's an honor to be here. I'm so happy to join y'all. And I'm excited to see what you're doing on this podcast. It's fantastic.
Thanks. And Joel, just correct me if I'm wrong, but it's www.commoncoaching.com, or find you on LinkedIn on Joel Hoekstra. Yep. And we'll have you on the website also for folks that want to find you as well.
Absolutely. And don't forget, last but not least, please all take a second to check us out at thejobfair.com. That's the job, FARE. Shoot us a message, check out the site, learn a bit about the history, how we came to be. And as always, we'd love to have you out on our virtual set. So drop us a line. We want to have you all on here, share your career or your company's valuable and unique story.
I think that's it from us, Joel. Again, thank you so much. I think that's a wrap. Episode 6.
Signing off, episode 6.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
See you later.